Back to the channel, y'all. In this video, we're gonna hit that light blue Honda Accord over there with mine with the meguiars cleaner wax here. Now, I hear some people comment so you can't polish all the clear coat was gone on the blue Honda Accord. Alright. So doing these videos, I go tell people don't know nothing about paints and stuff like that. Well, back in 1989, this is in the 90s right here. It's like a 93 or 4, 93, something like that. Back in the 90s, though, there wasn't many cars painted with clear coats. It was some. But during that time now, because I remember, I used to paint cars back in the 90s and stuff. They painted cars mostly in the 80s. I was young. I wasn't painting in the 80s. All right, so we're going to work this on this blue Honda Accord right here. Acura 3.5. Alright, so this car, I can tell y'all don't know much about paints. This car is a single stage paint job car. So that means this car was never painted with clear coat. And a lot of stuff was in the 80s was like that. They used mostly enamels and acrylic enamel paints in the 80s where they buff them to a shine. And they stayed shiny as heck. Guys can make a daggone single stage paint job look like a clear coat. I know now because I worked around the body shops. So we'll hit this quarter pounder right here with this meguiars. I'm going to show you guys. I worked around the body shops now back in that day. I know. And a lot of times they paint most of them cars with acrylic enamel and enamel back then. See, it wasn't many clear coat paint jobs back in the 80s. I guess a lot of people don't know that, though. Unlike today, you know, they paint a car and, you know, they paint a car with clear coat and stuff like that on it. You know, and that's how it is now. You know, but a single stage was mostly used back in the 80s. All right, so we're going to apply this up here. Here we go. I guess a lot of y'all didn't know that. You know, I know y'all don't know. Y'all be commenting stuff, don't even know what you be talking about, really. So I got to school you. I got to school y'all in so y'all know what I'm talking about. Like I said, back in the 80s, it wasn't too popular, clear coat paint jobs. I mean, there was some clear coat paint jobs around, don't get me wrong now. But mostly in the 80s, they painted cars, I repeat. They painted cars with single stage paint jobs, which is acrylic enamel, and regular enamel. Even back in the 60s and 70s, they were painting cars with lacquer paint. I know a lot of y'all heard of lacquer or what, because if y'all ain't dealing with body shops and stuff. But an old school car like in the 60s and 70s, early 80s, they were painting car with lacquer. Lacquer paint where they had to buff it to a shine. You know, so. Yeah, for y'all to say, oh, the clear coat was gone. Well, this car was never painted with clear coat. This car has a single stage paint job. Which y'all need to know that. So that's why I use stuff like this to actually clean the paint and add protection to the paint. Back in them days, the protection was the wax, the sealants that you put on the paint. The shine came from where you polished and buffed it out. You know, these cars wasn't painted with clear coats. So now a lot of Hondas in the 90s was. That's why like on that Honda over there, you see the clear coat peeling and stuff. That's why it ain't peeling on this car like that. Because this car is painted with a single stage paint job. That's why. So you ain't got to worry about that on this car. All right, so what I'm going to do, buff off an area. See, and whatever you put on this paint is protection. Whatever the junk you take off is correcting. You need these waxes because this cleans the paint and protect the paint. So the next time y'all comment something crazy, Remember, these cars is not painted with clear coat. They're painted with a single stage paint job. So now y'all know. If you didn't know, you learn something new every day. All right. These cars painted with a single stage paint job, man. They have a nice gloss, see there? This ain't a really shiny color anyway. This is more of a neutral color. It ain't really meant to do a whole lot of shining. It's just neutral. Look clean all the time, mainly. This ain't no really shiny painted car. Now y'all know though. No. This is a neutral color. See? So all the protection you really get is from waxes like this. I repeat, these wasn't painted with clear coat. These is a single stage paint job. Back in the 80s, they didn't paint too many cars with clear coats. They painted some, but not a lot. Most of acrylic enamel and enamel single stage paints. All right, y'all hit that subscribe, man. I'm telling you the truth. That's how it was in the 80s. Before y'all comment something crazy, now you know these cars was painted with a single stage paint job. And I'm out. Peace.